Going to discuss about the structure of a human brain. In your textbook, they have not given much about that in a different methods of study, but they have just touched and went. You know that human brain is considered to be the most complex structure on this universe, and it was estimated that it is having 1,000 million nerve cells. 1,000 million nerve cells are there, and till now we know only very few function of the human brain, and brain mapping, like the studying the structure of DNA, that program has been initiated only in 2015. That means the governments from the different countries, they started to fund that brain mapping studies so that they can understand different types of neurons, different type of nervous system, how they are working, uh, what will happen to that, because we know that when something happen very serious to the brain or spinal cord, we don't have any type of treatment in this world. So it is very much important to study about its function, its structures in very detail, in minute detail. So it was only started by 2015, so we don't know how much about it, but whatever we are having, we are studying. And if you see here, the human nervous system, how they are running, sympathetic and parasympathetic, you can say that the brain and the spinal cord together form the central nervous system, and from their branches we are having the peripheral nervous system, and this peripheral nervous system are divided into parasympathetic and sympathetic. And in this right side of you can see that different parts of the spinal cord that controls the different organs in our body. So if you see that many of the vital organs are originated from both end of the spinal cord, and if you see the spinal cord, it is numbered as C1, C2, C3, cervical C1, T1, T2, 3, like that. It is numbered. That numbering system and other things you don't have to study, you will study this only in +1 if you are taking bio. So you can see that the top layer, they are top part very near to the brain, they are responsible for controlling the heartbeat, construction of, that means the function of the lungs, stimulation of saliva, construction of pupil, and all the things. These things, just to go through that, this is just gives you a glimpse what is actually our human body, what is exactly how the human body is functioning. So these things are just to know, you don't want to study it, but just to understand this. And all these functions are controlled and coordinated, that means the control center is the brain. So we want to know about the brain, and we want to know about how this brain is functioning. And if you see here, I have not given much written notes, but I have summarized tried to summarize everything in a piece of diagram so that you can understand it very clearly. So if you see this brain, see this last diagram, you can see that if you look brain from the top, that means you remove this skull like this, open, and when I observe into from the top like this, you can see that the brain is divided into two hemispheres. One is left hemisphere and right hemisphere, and these two hemispheres are joined together by an area known as corpus callosum. And you can know that left hemisphere, right hemisphere, and the functions are given. What are the functions that is controlled by the left hemisphere, and what are the functions that is controlled by the right hemisphere? If you see that in the left hemisphere, it is responsible for the stimulus, motor side of the body, speech, language, analysis and calculation, time and sequencing, recognition of words. And right hemisphere is responsible for the stimulus, creativity, spatial ability, perception, recognition of faces, facial objects, like this we can study. That is of one part. That is a one part. And another part, you just see this picture. That means a complete picture with the brain. So if you see here, this brain we can divide it into mainly three parts like this. Three, four parts we can divide. That is a frontal, parietal, temporal, and the occipital. Frontal means the front side, parietal means the middle, and occipital means the back, and temporal means this side. And in the that means these are the four areas where the major functions are running. And if you see this frontal areas is responsible for personality, emotions, intelligence, ability, awareness, ability to speak, ability to read, behavior controls. They are controlled by the frontal area, which includes the cerebrum, which includes the cerebrum. Then comes the parietal area. Parietal area is responsible for sensation, pain, touch, understanding space and distance, mathematical calculations. And the occipital area is responsible for the vision, and the temporal region, that means sidewise, they are responsible for the hearing, memory, long term storage of memory, organization and planning, behavior and emotions. And the brain stem, which includes cerebellum, and where the spinal cords comes and connects. They both together control some very vital functions in our body, like breathing, heart rate and control, consciousness, alert, swallowing, blood pressure. And the cerebellum controls the balance, motor, coordination, postures, fine motor skills. These are controlled. And in your examination, what they are asking is, what is the function of cerebrum, what is the function of cerebellum, what is the function of uh, brain stem. Or they can ask, what is the function of frontal, what is the function of parietal, temporal. And this question can be twisted also. So they can ask, if a person got some problem with the cerebellum, what will happen to them? If a person has got some problem with the brain stem, what will happen? If some problem person is having friend problem, what will happen? So these type of things they can ask from the. And uh, one more thing, the brain, the in weight somewhere around 1 to 2 grams, 2 kilograms, some 1 to 2 kilograms it nearly comes, the weight of the brain. And the brain must be nourished every time, must has to be nourished every time. So in an infant, galactose is the brain sugar. Brain sugar means in the infancy stage, the brain is not responsible to take glucose, they will responsible to take galactose, which helps for the brain growth. Once the brain has grown, they started to take glucose, which is another brain sugar. That otherwise galactose can be converted into glucose and can be taken by the brain. And this brain is protected in many ways. That means the brain is protected with a skull. This is a very thick and heavy bony part, which is inside which we have the brain. And inside this brain we are having cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid, otherwise we'll call it as CSF. So what is the function of the cerebrospinal fluid is, this cerebrospinal fluid covers the brain and the spinal cord. Why? Because if something happened very seriously to the brain, the vibrations will be taken by the cerebrospinal fluid, and it will be dispersed all over the body, so that the brain will be safe. And this is a main reason why they are asking to wear helmets while we are riding two wheelers. Because consider a motorbike which is running at 40 or 50 kilometer speed or 60 kilometer speed, suddenly it met with an accident. So what will happen when we fall down? Most of the times our back side of the head or the side of this head will come and hit to the ground wherever it is. So when it is hitting, it is saying that it is almost equal to a force applied by an elephant's leg to a point area. That means that much amount of force is applied to a point area somewhere. If you're riding your two wheelers in 50 to 60 kilometer speed and met with an accident, so that much of force and pressure our brain can't hold, so the skull will burst open. And this is the same technique what they are using inside the helmet also. So whenever we met with a major accident, whether we want to know whether the person is safe or not, the helmet has to break off. If the helmet is not break off, there is a chance of getting severe damage inside the brain, which may leads to a paralysis. If your left wing and right side any problem is happened, it may leads to a permanent paralysis, or sometime a blood clot, which leads to a stroke. Any of these reasons are possible if the brain got any type of damage. And another one more thing, our full body blood is the major connective tissue which carries nutrition, energy, oxygen, carbon dioxide. For giving out, all these things are carried by our blood. But in brain, blood is not allowed to go inside the brain tissues. So technically it is known as blood brain barrier, BBB. That means they acts as a barrier. Blood is not allowed to go inside. Only the vital things like glucose, uh, oxygen, etc., very vital, that will be given in. And the whatever it is reached to be replaced, like carbon dioxide and waste, that will be taken back. So these are the main things you have to know from them. And another one more thing you have to know is, I forgot to say about this, the left hemisphere, that means the left part of the brain controls the right part of our body, and the right part of our brain controls the left part of our body. So if anything happens to the left part of the brain, that will affect the right part of the body. If anything happens to the right part of the body, it will affect the left part of the brain, it will affect the left part of the human body. So these things you have to keep in mind. These are the main things what they can ask. Is it clear? So this diagrams and left hemisphere what function, right hemisphere what function, what are the function of brainstem, cerebrum, cerebellum, occipital, temporal, frontal, parietal. These all the things are important. You can copy this in your notebook, and no need of drawing this diagram. This is just no need of drawing this parasympathetic and sympathetic, no need of drawing. It is just for your understanding which part of the central nervous system or which part of the spinal cord controls what. In order to get that idea, I have pasted this picture. So these first, second and third, these three diagrams are important. You can draw this in your book, and you can label everything, and you can write the functions. This will help you for your examination. Thank you. And if you got any doubts, or if I did any mistake in between, and if I forget to explain anything from this brain part, let me know. Thank you.